welcome to Highlights, a show where I recap something like it's sports, even though it's not. This season, we are covering All Star 6, and we are going to recap and look at reactions from episode 8, drag race related news from the past week, and contestant stats going into episode 9. This week, I have a very special guest going over the highlights with me. This is Zack, my best friend, and someone who attends my weekly viewing parties on Zoom. I'm so excited to have him here. Zack, thank you for jumping on the highlights with me. Let's get into it. It's time for Previously On. So last week was Snatch Game of Love, and we know what this looks like, right? So each queen was tasked with impersonating a celebrity and landing the sights of a celebrity suitor, as they're called in the episode. I think they call them snatch catchers. I don't know if I like that term. Yeah, I'm not gonna call them that. Anyways, so they had to impress somebody and choose them to go on a supposed date. And they were split into two groups of three, and we had Ginger Minge as Phyllis Diller, Trinity K. Bonet as Whitney Houston, and Kylie Sonique Love as Dolly Parton. Let's start with them. How did you feel about the first group?
The first group was actually my favorite group.
Mine as well.
Absolutely. I thought they all looked fantastic, and I don't know much about Phyllis or Ginger's character.
Phyllis Diller.
Yeah, Phyllis Diller.
Yeah.
She was hilarious, and I think that's just because Ginger's a hilarious, like she's thrives in comedy.
I agree. I think that's a real true sign of someone who gets Snatch Game. Is I'm not that familiar with Phyllis Diller either, but I didn't really care because the way Ginger brought it to the table, I was able to get on board with her character and understand who she was at least.
Yeah, and her ability to play off of like the other contestants too, I think is really like made her set herself aside from everybody else. And then
I completely agree.
Kylie's Dolly, oh my gosh, was just so superb. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was the big surprise of the night, I think. Yeah, you're right. It was definitely my favorite group too. Like Ginger and Kylie really carried that entire segment for me.
That whole song she did with her nails, like
genius.
Just on the spot like that, I was like, oh come on, that's like amazing. Like
yeah, and I was really worried about Kylie because I remember her original Snatch Game, all that stuff. So I thought
that's what sent her home last time, right? Was her Snatch Game performance?
Yeah, and I've seen the Brady Bunch episode, and maybe Jan Brady is just not her thing, but I just wasn't expecting much. But you could tell she had like jokes prepared that she knew she could adapt and plug in anywhere, and that's really smart to do. And so it was really easy for her to just jump in the game with Ginger, who could probably just pull it out of her head at any time. So
yeah,
really
she definitely understood and prepared for the assignment.
Which brings me to group number 2. We had Eureka as Divine, Pandora Box as Kim Cattrall, and Raja O'Hara as LaToya Jackson.
Yeah, this group did not tickle my fancy. I really wanted Pandora to do well, but she picked a character who is like situationally funny, but then like
right,
she just didn't deliver. Like it was just a look, and then but also by looking at her, you couldn't tell that that's who she was doing.
Completely agree. And in group 1, Trinity, as much as she got lost, she at least looked like Whitney.
Her look was like
Whitney.
Spot on.
Yeah,
she just had no substance to it.
Pandora, I didn't know who Pandora Box just kind of looked like Pandora Box to me.
It just didn't hit it. Like I think of those three, LaToya's was the funniest.
Yeah, and even hers, like, that's what cracks me up is LaToya probably did like the least amount of work out of everyone, probably, because
Yeah,
all she really did was take Rue's like walkthrough joke and like make 6 of them in different ways.
right. She definitely like wrote that down on a sticky note and said, "I'm gonna run with this." Like
Exactly. She's like, if I do the same joke different ways 6 times, it'll eat up the 20 minutes or whatever I'm there, so it'll be fine.
right. And I didn't hate Eureka's Divine. I also didn't like it though. Like it was, I understand what she said in Untucked, where it's all about swinging big, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And I get that character is just a huge character, but
Yeah.
it just didn't mesh well with. She didn't play off the characters really well. It was so many of them didn't land.
So out of Snatch Game of Love, Ginger and Kylie, of course, were the strongest of the two, and Pandora and Trinity fell into the bottom. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely. Pandora definitely needed to be in the bottom this time.
I agree as well.
I don't know. I almost thought that Kylie was going to win for a hot minute. Because she did so well as Dolly, and I feel like it was so close between her and Ginger. But I mean, it was clearly like Ginger's thing too. But Kylie's just been like really pulling it out as far as like accepting the role. And like every time we watch it, we're just like, oh, I don't know if that's a really bold choice, but she definitely like impresses when she gets out there.
Same. She's proven me wrong like every time. Like, whenever I'm worried about her, I'm like, oh, don't this up, and she's like, no, it won't.
Like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Self-love. So Ginger wins as top all-star of the week, and Heidi in Closet is revealed as the lip sync assassin, and the two battle it out. Ginger wins and sends Pandora home. Do you agree with her decision?
Yeah. I love Pandora. I'm just so disappointed. I don't mean to like rag on her, but it's just you can be your authentic self and your established brand, but like the point of All Stars isn't to just go there and just be you. It's to be a step above and prove why how you can outdo what you've already done. And I feel like she just consistently just brings what she
I agree.
is.
And you know what? Here's what it is for me is like she and Kylie are from the same season.
Right.
And Kylie was the weaker queen out of the two of them in her original season. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now it's like I keep forgetting that Kylie's one of the older queens.
Right, because she just has this, oh god, she's like she's so shiny and new, and like has this completely different outlook on her drag.
She seems more like intelligent and layered,
polished. Everything about her has progressed and changed, and I feel like, if this works for Pandora, that's awesome. Like I totally respect her for what she does, but
right.
If you're not going to grow and change your drag or elevate it at all, then maybe All Stars really wasn't the thing for you.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell when she gets that like, not I guess like panic or like backed into a corner feeling when she starts blaming other queens for why she didn't do as well as she did, because she did that with Eureka, and it's just like, no sis, you did this to yourself. Like if you can't shine brighter than other stars, it's not the other stars' fault, it's your fault.
I agree, and I think that's partly why now like I'm such a fan of Kylie, and I kind of hope she wins the entire thing, is because you can tell like she's really worked to make sure that she plays this game well. Like she takes it so seriously, and I feel like Pandora was just happy she got the call and was like, oh, I'll show them all the new stuff I have that I've gotten since then, but not really
this new outfit.
Yeah, it's like I haven't worn this on TV yet, so I'll take this. But she doesn't like put any other effort into like really trying to earn her spot here, and that really bothers me. All right, it's time for top tweets. Yeah, this definitely wasn't the most original runway for sure. Okay, let's get into some news. All right, so Drag Race Holland 2 premiered this week. Do you watch the international seasons?
I really want to. I just haven't made a time set for myself to sit down and watch them. But they look really interesting.
Yeah, it's so good. The premiere for Drag Race Holland was actually really good too, as well.
Oh, was
So
it?
I definitely recommend them. So Pandora is doing all of her elimination interviews as all the queens do, and she revealed when speaking to Vulture that she had several alternatives actually for Snatch Game of Love, including Tilda Swinton, Betty White, and she also had brought a Dolly Parton.
Oh my god.
She stated in the interview that she had really thought about doing the Dolly Parton, but once Kylie had said that she was doing Dolly, she felt Kylie would actually do a better one and felt like she should go with one of her alternatives. Ultimately, for some reason out of that list,
She
landing
chose
on
Kim Cattrall, not Betty White. Like, are you kidding me?
She stated in the interview she was thrown off by the the dating game element of Snatch Game of Love, and thought Kim Cattrall as a sexy character might be easier to make funny in Snatch Game of Love. Ultimately, realizing as soon as Rue was not laughing that she had made a terrible mistake.
That's kind of narrow-minded. I mean, has she ever seen an interview with Betty
That's
White?
what
She is so sexual. Like, she makes like the nastiest jokes for
And
someone
that's what
in
I
her
said.
like late 80s, 90s. Like,
yeah, and I feel like have you not watched the other seasons and seen how choose a funnier person? You know, it's okay to still do a funnier person.
right. I'm sorry, Carol
God.
Channing wasn't available.
Yeah, seriously, stupid bitch. Anyways, no, just kidding. No, but good luck to her.
Yeah, maybe this game within a game will work out for you.
And you know what? That is a perfect segue. Let's get into the scoreboard. As always, these are the queens we started with, and here's who we have left. So last week we said goodbye to Pandora Box as she sashayed her way into 6th place. Tonight, I know. Oh, 6th place. Oh, Pandy. This week we will see who takes the 5th place spot, and we only have 3 episodes left. Which brings me again to game within a game.
So irritating.
Yeah, we're running out of time. I'm like, seriously, I thought for sure it had to be like this episode, but I guess they're gonna do it. It can't be longer than this week. It just can't. Then we're just getting into the finale. You know, one of the top tweets is like, I'm waiting for them to just say that the game within a game is just All Star 7. Like, it's just it's just the same cast except the winner of All Star 6.
Oh God!
Right?
Can you imagine?
I know. Hoping.
You know what irritates me about the game of the game, and it's bugged me the last I guess 2 seasons now, is that they look so surprised when they get stopped, and I'm sure that they're told to, but it's really, why are you surprised? They've done this almost every season of All Stars where they have some sort of what a twist.
I know, and it's they take two depending on the challenge, 2 to 3 days to film a challenge. So I'm all these people are just sitting in their hotel room.
Right, just
watching Price is Right.
Yeah.
Oh God. So out of the queens who have been up for elimination, Eureka still has not been up for elimination. Also still hasn't won a challenge. She's somehow been safe the entire competition. I'm gonna see how much longer she can keep that up.
It's the battle of the big girls.
Yeah, for real. And you know what? I expected Eureka actually be much stronger. But I guess not. Interesting to note, though, that out of all the rest of the queens, everybody has been up for elimination only one time, except Trinity K. Bonet. So even though Trinity is actually, I think, in 2nd place in terms of front runners of the crown, she's also been up for elimination the most out of all the queens left. Interesting. So if she comes up again, I don't know that she survives.
Right.
Interesting.
Especially if they all keep changing the way that they judge who goes home.
Absolutely.
Like Ginger.
Absolutely. And I think Kylie and Raja need to step it up if they want to be considered for the crown.
I think Kylie just needs to step up her runway. Like her challenges, she's doing so well. It's just her runway.
I completely agree. Out of challenge wins, Ginger Minj, of course, at the top, front runner of the crown right now. She's got 2 challenge wins. She has won both of her legacy lip syncs, and between her challenge wins and legacy lip syncs, she's won $60,000 so far. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do is $60,000.
Oh, I know. She's actually already now won more than Bibi Zahara Benet and Tyra Sanchez won combined for winning Drag Race. This week's episode is Drag Tots, interesting challenge, where the queens will have to create a live action character based on a character from Drag Tots, which is an animated drag themed show starring actually many girls from Drag Race.
Okay, yeah, you said this was a crossover, but I'd never seen that before. Is it like Muppet Babies for drag?
Basically. It's like they have specific, like Adore Delano plays one called Roxy Moron.
Oh gosh.
Bianca Del Rio's on there. Detox is on there. Latrice is on there.
I just saw Detox on a gamer stream actually.
Nice. Valentina plays one, and RuPaul plays the unicorn, who I think like gives them assignments or something.
Of course she does.
or does something with them. But yeah, so they'll pick a character from Drag Tots and they'll do a live action interpretation of that character. Who are you predicting to take home the crown?
So it's definitely changed over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I really want to see Kylie win. I think it's going to be between Kylie and Ginger.
I think it will be between Kylie and Ginger as well, and that makes me concerned because I think Ginger's very strong, but I honestly feel like Kylie deserves it more. Yeah.
What I kind of think will happen with this game of the game, you know how like one queen can normally come back and one will like go.
Mm-hmm.
I think like top 3 in like my perfect world, just because she has so much energy. I think the top 3 should be Kylie, Ginger, and Jan. I think Jan will find a way to claw her way back.
So you're still feeling the Jantasy?
I am still feeling the she's so funny, and like ever since you pointed out like how her dreams get crushed on stage and it's like on her face, I love watching it. It's just so terrible to say, because you know I'm sure she's a really nice person, but it's because she wears her emotions so vividly. Sure. It's so fun to watch.
Zach, thank you so much for hanging out and doing the highlights with me this week.
Oh my god, thank you for having me. This was so much more fun than I thought I was going to be, like super like nervous, but this was super fun.
Come back at any time. I'm going to give you a call if I need somebody to hop on here.
Yes, please do. I'm like, my schedule is open, so you know, whatever.
Really open for bookings.
Yeah. Just, you know, you have my Gmail, so you know, whatever.
Awesome. And to everybody watching, thank you all for going over the highlights with me, and I'll see you next week.